let's try this one. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hopefully the sound's working. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Where's the live feed? I've got to refresh this to get it up there. There we go. There it is there. Let's try this and test the sound. So I'm going to keep talking until I can hear get it up there, and I'll know when the sound's coming on there. Beautiful. Okay, now I just got to copy the link and send it to little Miss Muffet here. Bear with me a minute, I'm just sharing the link with Pom there, and we'll press enter. That way, bit of luck, she can join in on the show. There we go. All right, I'll come back to here and see. All right, and I'll get started. So who we got here? We got Robert Danner. Bonjour, Ian de France. How you going? Welcome from France. All right. G'day, how you going? Ianapolis here, your acrylic guru from Australia. Welcome to my Friday Night Live Q&A episode 79, where I like to thank people and connect with my followers once a week when I get the time to. And I first want to say a big shout out to Lita Thomas. Thank you very much for your support content the last day or so it was. Thank you very much, much appreciated. And I've got a couple of questions here that were sent through. And if you ever do have questions that want read out on my Q&A, just comment it on my video channel here. Check out the links in the description below. Become a member of my art group. Tell me you met me on YouTube. All right. And also understand that all my paintings are for sale. You message me on Facebook there as well. All right. We've got a few people coming into the room now. So we've got Robert Dana, Barry Radburn, Enos Maria, and Franca Piscina. Is it Piscina or Pacina? The C could be a ch, can't it? All right, I hope you can see me okay. I'm all the way back here in my studio because my computer in my office isn't finished yet, so as I can do normal broadcasting in there from my computer, I have to use my camera here that I use for my tutorials, okay? And we've got a couple of questions here, one from Jen Dipper Domenico and another one from Jude Jackson, and we're going to get to those questions later on. We'll wait for a few more people to come through. Ania Zain. We got Adit, who's that? Aditya or Tade. Hello, sir. I love your paintings. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Ian and everyone from sunny UK, says Franca. We got some funny languages there. If someone is in here can translate them for me, I don't have the means to do that here. I'm all on my own here. It's raw, it's real, it's me. There's no other crap going on. It's just me to use, okay? We've got a Limiku Bondia from Argentina. Welcome all the way from Argentina. Now this is a Q&A where you can ask me questions and I do my best to answer them. I'll probably, where are we? I'm just looking in the monitor there. I'll come a little bit closer to the monitor so I can see it okay, but it'll be a bit better. I've got my coffee here, so I'll have a mouthful of that. I'm going to do another quick sound check just to make sure nothing has dropped out. Sound check just to make sure nothing. No, that's fine. It's good. Great. Today in Perth, I think it must have been about 40 degrees. I haven't watched any of the TV news. I don't like watching the news. I'm just watching movies at the moment and keep myself occupied with work. Stephen Mason. G'day, Stephen Mason. How are you, mate? He's saying, hi, Ian. Hope you're well. Keep up the great work. You are a fantastic artist from Steve Mason in England. Thank you very much, Stephen. Yes, I'm doing okay. My back's a little bit niggly, but it's fine. It's how you get when you get to my age. I mean, I'm not old, I'm not young, but I'm sort of in the middle there, you know. But these things happen. Howdy from Kansas, says Mark Grinter. G'day, Mark. Welcome to the show. Mark Grinter. Who else we got there? Anything you want to ask about my studio here, what I do, why I do it, what brush, what I got everything here. my water bottle. I've got everything here I can pull out and explain it to you. If there's something you do want to ask me, okay? Jen Dipper Domenico sent me a message and a question, and she wanted to know how much retarder to use. Well, I obviously use it in the craft white, which is this bottle here. It's just a white student paint, poster paint, craft paint, or the big bottles of paint that schools use, okay? I mix that with retarder just for when I'm doing a background where I'm going to blend sky colours, sunset colours, polluted sky colours, and getting some clouds blending into that sky. That's the main reason I use it. When I'm doing the lower half, ground or rivers or stones or tracks, anything like that, I'm just painting that as I go and maybe do a bit of dry blending because I have time to do that. Okay, so the amount you use depends on your climate. You could be in a damp, dry, or a damp or a dry or a cold region of the world, depending on where you are. If it's probably humid and damp, you probably won't need as much, but if you're dry where I am, I use quite a bit. And you need to practice bits, how much to use, and work out how long it's taking to dry. All these things, when you find yourself asking a question, just scratching my face with my hand like that, yeah. When you find yourself asking these questions to me or someone else, excuse me, how much of this, or what do you do that? That's just your inner self saying, you know what? Do it, practice it, and see what it's going to do for you, and you'll learn from that, okay? No one taught me how to paint. I taught myself. I watched things on YouTube in my early days, but to where I am today, no one come up to me and says, Ian, you got to do it this way. I just do it the way I do and try and present great looking art for you beginners to learn from as well. What have we got here? Oh, what a funny name. Rakishish. I'll leave you first. I won't do your last name because it's Jura de Gawaka, something like that. I don't want to balls it up. Hi, being a long time. Yes, it's been a long time. Rakishish. Which acrylic colours do you use? You can see over here, I use quite a lot of colours there. Let's grab a tube here. I use Atelier paints, okay? That's just the brand I use. There are some Matisse ones I use and some global ones as well. But my main go-to brand is Atelier. It's a great artist quality paint. I love it. That's the brand I use. A lot of people ask the brand I use. I tell you what, if I had $1 every time I said their name, and if they gave me $1 every time I said their name, I'd probably be a millionaire by now. Okay, so Rashi Kesh, I hope that answered your question there. We've got 18 people in the room, so bring some questions forward so other people can listen to them as well, because they might not realise they wanted to know that question, and when you're asking it and I'm answering it, they're probably scratching their head going, I tell you what, I'm glad that was asked because I didn't know that, but I'm glad I know it now. All right, we've got another question here as well from Jude Jackson. G'day, Jude Jackson. I don't know where you're from. These are from my YouTube messages here. What brand of paints do you use? Oh, there you go. That was the one just asked by Rakikesh. Well, I just said that. I use Atelier. Okay, I've got some water here. Now, is there any... Let me get this down there. No questions are coming in yet. Okay, this is a super chat donation. Super chat is enabled, so there's a little $sign there. If you ever want to support my content in the live feed only, you can hit that and send a donation through there, or if you're watching the replay, you can hit the PayPal donate link. Okay, just remember, all my videos on my channel, they are free to watch. You don't have to go and pay a premium to watch them. They're there for you to watch for nothing, okay? And there's over 380 now, so knock yourself out. There's a lot of different, what would you call it? Subjects, colours, varieties. Okay, thanks for acrylics, said Rashikesh. Have we only got one person in the room there? Now, depending I haven't been on for a while, so there's probably a few people not knowing that I'm on. Probably the time of day people are asleep, but there is the replay for you to watch. But if there's not going to be too much Q&A here, that's what this is all about, talking to me and acknowledging everybody there. I can bring the show a lot shorter, okay? But sit back and ask me anything you like. I wonder, I'll just go across to here. No, he hasn't seen that either. Okay. Is there somebody that can maybe post this? Oh, I better put it there myself, actually. I'll just put this in the art group page. So bear with me a minute while I just post this link in the art group page, okay? Oh, we're already there, are we? No, come on, here we go. What's on your mind? Okay, live now. Okay, where's my left mouse? Let's hope that's the link. Yes, it is. All right, I've just posted the link in the group. That might get a few people sitting in the group, because it's mind-boggling how some people don't get notified when I'm going live on my YouTube channel. And it is a matter of subscribing, and there is a notification bell next to the subscription bar. You hit that bell and that'll notify you. Now, to be notified, you need to be signed into your Google or YouTube on your device and have notifications turned on for that app as well. That way, if you're out and about wherever you are and I go live or I post a video on my channel, you'll get a bing, a notification, okay? But if you haven't got notifications turned on, or you're not logged into your YouTube Google account on your device, you will not get notified either. But if I've posted it on YouTube, on my Facebook page, you should get a notification there. Poor Sharpness says, Ina, poor Sharpness. Do you have a favourite liner brush? Hang on, let me get back over here. Where are we? I've lost my mouse. There we go. I'm just looking at the sharpness on mine. It's not too bad. It should be okay. It could be your connection there. Ania. Do you have a favourite liner brush? I don't really have a favourite one. Liner brushes are something I very rarely use. I've got a couple here. There's two different types there. Let's see if you can see them. One's quite small and thin, the other one's quite thick, but I use those. Does Bernard want to come in? You want to come in, mate? No. I don't really have a favourite one. I do have a favourite, let me see, one of my lovely favourite go-to brushes that I like using, oh, excuse me, are filberts, flat cat tongue filberts. I love them. Now, why I call it a flat is because down here I have another one. It's a bit, looks like a round, but it's a big filbert as well. But I love these flat ones. They are beautiful for doing the trees that I love to do, okay? Okay, good morning, everybody. Sound and picture are good, says Lisa Carroll. G'day, Lisa Carroll. How you going, sweetheart? Do you have a favourite liner? So that was for Franca. Peggy Sterling. If you push bar on TV, push 1080. Yes, you can go to 1080. Lisa Carroll, good morning, Ian and everybody. Sound is great and a good picture too. Thank you very much, Lisa. Peggy Sterling. Sorry, it's 720p today. Well, it's live, so let me have a look down here and see what I can get it on. Yeah, I think 720 is the highest we can get it on to here. Okay. So the replay should go a bit better, maybe. Who knows? I'm just using my iPhone here. Rashikesh. Boss, which best canvas would you suggest for acrylics? Good question. Now I've got some in the cupboard here. I'll just grab one out. because I use my own canvas cloth. I'll just pull one of these out of there. Now, one side is unprimed and the other side's already primed. This comes in a big roll. I cut about 3 wide out of it and sew on up the roll till I run out. And I make them this size for my tutorials. And that's good quality, artist quality primed canvas, okay? That's ready to paint, okay? And that's 12 inches by approximately 16.5 inches, okay? I'm just putting that up there like that. I do have another one of these, so I can sit there. So that's what I use. I used to use stretch canvases, all different sizes, but now I'm filming, I just keep them to the one size. Stretch canvases are good. You can get cheap quality and good quality ones of those. That's with the bit of wood where it's stretched around like that. And it comes with those little wooden keys that you push in to keep it taut and tight like a drum skin. Canvas panels are okay, but sometimes canvas panels are just paper glued to a thick cardboard panel. They're good for practicing on and learning, but when you're starting to do great paintings and paintings you want to sell, start putting them on a good quality surface, okay? Okay, good morning, Lisa Carroll. Kevin, g'day Kevin, how are you? Welcome. Hi Lisa, bit late. Sound and picture good for me too. Hi Peggy and Kevin, says Lisa Carroll. Lisa and Barry are saying hello to everybody. Peggy Sterling, nice sharp picture. I have tried my cat's tongue brush yet. I haven't tried my cat's tongue brush yet, but I'm glad to know you like them. Yeah, I like them. Frederick's Strathmore canvas is great. Yes, that's the brand that I use, Frederick's, and they sell different types of linen and canvases, but the one I use is Frederick's. That was from Peggy. Rakesh. Here in India, we have camelin canvas. Never heard of camelin before, but if it works great for you and you like it, use it as well. Lisa Carroll, Ian, I'm sorry to see your back is still bothering you some. No, it's not too bad. It's okay. A little bit niggly, but it's fine. How do you store, asking Franca, once you have done a painting? Do you roll the canvas? Where'd that just go? Or lay it flat? I keep them flat, and when someone says, you know what, Ian, I want to buy that one, I go and stick it to one of my foam lightweight panels, trim it to size, and but I store them upright. But the canvases, I let them dry individually, and then I stack them. They're stacked upright. You don't want to get too much weight on them because over time they can sort of, get something to ruin the paint. Oh, here's a big long one here from Bernard. Good name, mate. That's my cat's name. Bernard Watson. What's your name? Bernard Paragreen. Hi, Ian. Firstly, thank you for numbering videos. It's great help with finding your demos. Also, love the painting trees demo this week. Many thanks and stay safe from England. You're welcome there, Bernard, and I'm glad you're liking what I'm doing on my channel here. Just remember to support me by share, like and subscribe, and just share my videos when you see them. Just share them on all your social media platforms and anywhere else you can share content as well. Because if you like to help me, that does help me, okay? Rashikesh. It's an Indian brand, but it's good too. Okay, thanks Peggy for the information. All right, that's good stuff. Now I can see how long we've been going on here for 18 minutes. Not a lot of people, but I do get people asking when's the next one and when's the next, because if you're watching other YouTubers, some of them are full-time, they have schedules, you know, when they're going to upload new content. I myself do all of this in my spare time. I work full-time on the roofs, as you know, I'm a roof plumber. And when I have spare time, I put these videos together, edit them and put all that out for you. So I'm not doing it full time. So hence, if anything personal or health-wise or work-wise gets in the way, that's what slows me down. But I am wanting to, within the next few years, hopefully I can do it full time, because I do know when it is full time, content can become regular. I can give you schedules, and a lot more can happen as well. So stick with me if you like what I'm doing. Wow, Teresa. G'day, Teresa. How are you? Hello, Ian. Good to see you. Hope your back is doing better. Take care. Thank you for the tree tutorial. Just what I needed. Yeah, I think I've done one a way while back too. It was called... got yous, didn't I? I wasn't frozen, it was just me. It was called Trees and Shrubs, something, but I don't know the number. Way back in the early days when my studio was in the actual house. Antonio Jose. G'day, Antonio Jose. Hello, teacher. We are here straight from Fortaleza, Brazil, all the way from Brazil. Welcome. Always enjoy your amazing classes, says Antonio Jose. Thank you very much. Peggy Sterling, sure nice to see you, Rushkesh. That's a long name. Rushkesh, I'll call you. Boss, how can I upcome to you with my painting? There will be a link in the description below. It's not there at the moment, but go to one of my other videos. All the links are there. Go to my art group link, Ianapolis Art Network. Request to become a member. Say you met me on YouTube. Answer the questions there. And then when you're a member of my art group, you can message me direct if you want to ask me something, and you post your art on that group. And if you want me to look at it, you tag me in it and say, look at this, Ian, blah, 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 whatever, you tag me in it there. A lot of people are doing that. Do not send me messages with a picture of your painting, and hopefully I can answer you that way, because it's just too many that come through that way, and I can only give them a thumbs up to acknowledge that I've seen it. All the stuff goes on my group if you want me to look at something and answer it okay. So Rakesh, that's what you can do. Become a member of my group. Check out the links. Cather James. Hello from New South Wales. G'day, Cather James. Welcome. Good to have you here. Peggy Sterling, freeze frame, lol. Yes, I always try and throw one of them in me show. Sometimes I might do a few, you never know. Teresa, thanks for the freeze joke. You're welcome. You love it. Good stuff. Freeze frame. Yes, says Lisa Carroll. I'm painting, says Peggy Sterling, all oak trees and love detailed trees near lakes with your fancy shading. Good stuff. I'm glad you're benefiting something from it. It can be so, yeah, and it's just not going where you want it to go, and you're putting up for it for a little bit. Then you go to another look for something else. Yeah, I think this is what I'm after, and it's sort of doing something. Oh, maybe an ad might come on. Oh, bloody hell. But if you're ever watching my videos and the ads come on, do me a favor and watch them, because that supports my content. And I'm always thinking like a beginner, because I was going through those procedures when I was watching YouTube. Yeah, it just wasn't giving me what I was after, and that's why I do the things I do on my channel, and I give to the beginner what I know they can be hungry for. And I'm probably ticking a lot of people's boxes, but there's probably a lot that I'm not getting to people, and they're probably thinking, bloody hell, Ian, why can't you do this? Well, I can only do what I do, but I'm having fun doing it because I know yous are enjoying it as well. Thank you, boss. See you next week. Gonna leave. Got urgent work. Bye, guys. Thank you very much for joining us there, Rucky Kesh. We'll see you next time. Adita Akania here, sir. Please suggest how to arrange colour palettes and brush numbers. I don't have brush numbers. I am a beginner's best friend, because I've just got any old brush. I use any old brush. I don't have some fancy la-di-da brush. I've bought a few good ones from the art store, but they don't last as good as the cheap ones. These ones here came in a pack for like $6. I've got a lot of cheap brushes. I even buy ones from the hardware store to do my blending, as you know. So I don't have numbered brushes. If I had my own brush line and they had numbers, then I can answer questions like that and give them to you. What else was there on that? How to arrange your colour palette. Well, I arrange mine, I put mine on the palette because I'm filming. So I start dirtying this side of my palette and I slowly, if anything, work to this side of it. Because I'm right-handed, I'll be there and I've put my paint there and I'm just going from this side and I work my way back. But if you're holding one or whatever, you can put them in whichever way you know you're going to do your painting, like from the sky or your colours from the back to the forward. You can place them in order that way if you want, or just put them in an order that you're familiar with and do it the same way all the time. But it's up to the individual. Why do my colours always go muddy, says Hassan. If you're painting in acrylics, do a layer and dry it, let it dry. And then do the next layer and they sit on top so well. Dry them, you can dry in between layers. They're mudding up because it's thick on thick. You can put thick paint and thin paint on top of thick paint, but you can't put thick paint on thin or thick on thick. It turns into mud, you're pressing too heavy. Please, says Teresa, can you give me some tips on how to do reflections on metal? Example, a black car pulls up on the beach. I guess it depends on what's around. Well, it does. Reflections are reflections, so it depends on what's around. It's the same when you do the reflections of water. When I first started, I thought, how do they get all that colour on the water? But it's just the colours up top reflecting, and it'll be the same on a paint job on a car if you're doing a car paint job. Bernard, I'm using your demo 265, how to paint a seascape. My canvas is 100 by 40. Whoa, 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 slow down, where are you? 100 by 40 centimetres on the easel. When mist spraying, it keeps the canvas moist. I get water runs down the canvas, which leaves water marks. Once you start, you can put your water on once you're going, before you start. But once you've already started painting, don't you dare spray over your paint, because you'll get water marks everywhere and you'll be pulling your hair out wondering why it happened. And it's just happened because you've done something dumb. But now you know that it's not to do it. Spray your paints and do it that way, okay? Bernard, I'm using your, read that one. Peggy Sterling's got a big one here. Oh, I meant to ask, you got YouTube Prime without ads because the YouTube artist benefits from Prime videos when you pay subscriptions, and I love it. Well, I just haven't looked into Prime. People, I'm assuming with the Prime, they've got to pay to be on that channel and there's no ads in them. But where I'm on the normal level here, there's just ads. 90% of YouTube videos have ads in them. But I could probably look into it. Antonio Jose, I would like to see him paint a canvas combining acrylic paint with oil. Well, you just, I've got one up here, I'll show you. It's something it's only a small one, but I was practicing this with, what you can do there, Antonio, is you can do a painting in acrylic. So any one of my paintings, I can go and oil over one of them now. Acrylic is a good underpainting for oil paints. A lot of oil artists block in with acrylics and then they go and put the detail of oil. But I got some water-soluble oils that wash out in water, some little tubes there. I haven't had time to experiment with them. This is the only painting I've done. It took a long time to draw, but I did this with acrylic and then I painted over it so I know where I was going with the oil. It's only a small one, but let's just see if you can see that okay. Where are we? They do look deeper. It's just a hillside or something. See the purple in the sky? The clouds can look different, but I'm teaching in acrylics. I don't want to go teaching all sorts of different things so people are getting confused like, oh my God, what are we doing? Oil or acrylic or whatever. I'll just stick to one unit. But that's painting oil over acrylic. You can do that. But I won't be doing it in my tutorial on my channel here because it's all about teaching beginners how to paint in acrylic. And the good thing about acrylics, you can paint a section, dry it. With the oils, see here's the size of them here. They're not very big. Okay, where are we? They're not a very big tube, but these are oil paints and they wash out in water, the brushes, okay? But they still take weeks and weeks to dry, okay? Lisa Carroll, you are the most talented and thorough teacher. Clear, easy to follow instructions, a rare talent. Thank you very much, Lisa. And I have had a few comments on YouTube saying that to me, so it's good to hear that feedback. I know I'm doing something good for you viewers out there, which is great to hear. Having problems here, spooling, catch you later on the replay. No worries, Barry. I'm just going to quickly check the sound here. No worries, Barry. Okay, that's going great. Lisa, would you please do a demo on attaching the canvas to a hard board? Yes, I can. I might do a video like that in the next day or so and put it on my channel here. I'll just let me write that down if I can. Where's a pencil? I've got a pad somewhere. I did have a pad, but my son always takes them to write on things. I'll write it on here. Canvas to panel. All right, I'll do a video how I put my canvas to the panel, okay? The glue I use, everything the way I do it, okay? Okay, Angela Jaquez, good morning. Love your video. Thanks, Angela, from Connecticut. Susan Turtle, g'day Susan, how are you? Hi Ian, all excited to be back in the land of painting again. Mike Comley, hi Ian, do you use anything on the back of your canvas roll before you start to paint? Do I use anything on the back? No, the back's just left as it is. I just paint on this side here, the primed side, okay? Do you use anything on the back of your canvas? I tape it to this black board here because I'm filming, so it's taped up there, okay? And I do tape it just so some people know, but some people don't. See that I have little tear-offs of this tape here. You don't see all this in the video, but it's little things that I do. And that's the bottom of my frame. So when I tape the canvas to that spot there. Okay, I'll just show you. And why I do that, I tape it to that height. So, and then it's all taped on there and I'm painting away and all right, let's whack a frame on it. It's at the perfect height. So when I pick up my frame and sit it on this ledge here, press, boom, it'll sit perfect. Okay, it's just for filming purposes, okay? So there's different things I have to do for the sake of the camera. So I don't put nothing under it. I just tape my canvas to this black board here. That is screwed to that's a table easel, and that easel is screwed to a crate. Then I got another board here propped up so I can put pressure on it. And this glass pallet painted white on one side with some foam on the other side. That's what I use for me massive big pallet. It's great for sitting on the dining table if you're painting over your kitchen table. It's a massive big pallet. And the good thing about it is you can let the paint dry, and when it's dry, I just spray it with the mist bottle or the squirty bottle of water and one of these scrapers, and it just scrapes up like plastic. Brilliant. Great for me for my filming. I read that one. Do I have anything on the back? High or missed most watch will, oh hang on. High or missed most will watch the replay, but high anyway, says Jules Pitham. G'day Jules, how are ya? Irene H, g'day Irene. And Mike Comley had something there, but he took it away. He was gonna say something then, nah, he kept it for himself. He's all having a good time. We've been on here for half an hour, which is not too bad. Hit me up with some more questions. Now my battery had 90% in it, so I should get an hour out of it, but if for some reason this all of a sudden cuts out, it means my battery died because I can't plug it into the wall. I've got this lapel mic plugged in, and that's you're hearing me direct. It's a great sound to hear my voice with those lapel mics when you're doing a video. Otherwise, if I just had it unplugged and just using the microphone in the camera, it's okay, but it's not the great listening. It's a bit echoey and things like that. You can hear the difference, so that's why that is the way it is. The messages have stopped. We've got 45 people there, so give me the thumbs up. The thumbs up help all us creators out here. Share, like and subscribe. And just remember, all my paintings are for sale. I've got to buy more because I've run out, but I do have these sort of brushes. You get 2 of these and a putter on a brush, okay? This is a 2-inch and you get a 1.5-inch, which is about that fat. And they're my blending brushes that I use. And this is the putter on a brush for getting the paint on. And that also does a lot of blending in your first coats as well. Message me on Facebook if you ever want to purchase those brushes or any painting. If you want to see what paintings are available, go to the links in the description below. They're not there right now in the live, but they will be there for the replay. Go to the art for sale link and you can have a look in there, or you can just simply message me if you've seen a tutorial, and I can tell you if the original's still available. If not, there's prints available for the paintings that are already been sold, and the prints are pretty good quality as well, okay? They're not bad. A lot of people have got the brushes that I've sold them and they love them, and a lot of people have received my paintings and they are, let's say they do say, I can't believe how good they are in real life. They absolutely love them. They do look better in real life than what you see on the TV camera video here, okay? Always have a good time on your Friday night lives, says Lisa Carroll. Good on you. Hello everyone. Now Jules Pitham's got one up here. I had to scroll back. Ian, have you used impasto or modelling paste to make texture? If yes, what would you use it for? Well, I do have some of that there. I saw it just the other day. That's my impasto, and I do have a modelling paste, which is here. Okay. Now, this stuff is it's quite thick. It's like cream cheese. Now, I don't know what they make it for exactly, but I use impasto. That's this stuff here. Now this is that's a product where, what do they call it? Medium is the stuff. It's an additive. They call it a medium. I use impasto. You've made a blob of paint and you're going to paint a lot. You've mixed about 4 different colours to get that paint, and you think, oh bloody hell, I'm not going to have enough. Add a chunk of that to it to increase the volume, and it does not distort the colour. That's what I use impasto for, and my bloody sleeve is always catching on the corner there now. Now the modelling paste, what I would use that for, mix it with the paint. And if you want texture in your, say if you want big, chunky, bold rocks, or a nice, broad, hard, heavy, touchy looking tree trunk, or let's say you're doing an elephant with a lot of the roughness down the front of his trunk, I would use this modelling paste to get 3D effect within your paint if you want something real chunky and thick on there. That's what I use those two for, okay? Lisa Carroll, I'll always have a good time on your Friday night live shows. Thank you very much, Lisa. You're a darling, aren't you? Everyone's a darling. Josh Knight. Best advice for painting sky methods and tricks you can use. The best advice for painting skies is, regardless whether your canvas is primed or not, mine are primed, but I grab some white craft paint, poster paint, student paint. I grab that and I mix it with retarder. Let's say about 30-70, around about 30-70 to 40-70, maybe 30-70, 30-70%. Mix that up and paint your area. You've seen how I do skies. The last 2 paintings that I've done, have a look at those. And while that's wet, you add your sky colour without retarder. You just put your blue on, get the gradients the way you want. This is how I do it. And then stamp on your clouds and then blend them in. And when you're blending a cloud, it's always wiping it, blending it, and wiping it. That's how I do skies. Methods and tricks you can use. So that's methods, hits and tricks that I use, I'm pretty sure. Where are we down here? Hello Susan, says Lisa. Oh, I've got to catch up to there. I love the brushes you sent. I'm going to Bunnings tomorrow to get brushes. Are they 4 in 1 pack? No, they're 2 in 1 pack. And this is on its own. But you have to look. Diane Harrop, credit to you with giving me the confidence to have a go at painting. My family all say they didn't know I could paint, and I say neither did I. That's good to hear there, Diane. Now, did I miss one up there? Colours do you use? Methods. Oh, here we go. Mark Grinter, sorry. What colours, what cloud colours would you use for stormy clouds? Glad your back is better. Mark, what colours would I use for stormy clouds? Just the greys and the white and a bit of magenta mixed in there. Okay. Lisa Carroll is saying, I did receive your painting the other day. It's gorgeous. I had to paint a frame to match the other frames, so it works in unity in the shrine. Lol. I will hang it today and post on your page. Thank you very much. Lisa Carroll's been buying a lot of my art and she'll post it. Look in the art group there. Jules Pitham, thank you. I was wondering, I have it here but never used it before. I will use it now. We were talking about something there. I don't know what it might have been there, Jules Pitham. Donna Myhuri, hello from Florida. G'day Donna, how you going? I got my coffee here. I think it's all right in here, isn't it, doing the Friday Night Live, because I can pick up things when you ask questions and go, what's that? Now, like I said before, a lot of my brushes are just the cheap ones and that, and I'm painting what I can with them because I do know a lot of beginners start with cheap brushes as well. I do not have fangly dangly expensive ones, and the expensive ones that I have bought, like this one here, it's flared out like that, they don't hold the test of time. They don't last. Yeah, there's these type, which a good Australian artist that I know, Rod Moore, he does some brilliant Australian seascapes and that. He does a lot of loose painting, and he uses all these types, big and flat ones, smaller types and larger types, and he's sort of painting back like this, and they're good for scrumbling acrylics and everything as well. Look up on Facebook if you're not a friend of his, Rod Moore, and he does he's on the eastern side of Australia. And there's also my good friend Len Hen. He's an Australian artist. Look him up as well. He is a member of my group, but he's very silent. He's having a few health issues at the moment, so do give him breathing space. And yeah. Hello from Florida, Peggy Sterling. Princheston Aspen brushes are firm. There you go. I don't even know the names of brushes, but those ones are firm. Jules Pitham, how do you stop paint leaking behind the masking tape and stop it lifting paint when you take it off? Good question. Well, there's a few things. You can get different types of tape, low tack. Low tack means it's not very sticky. This one's quite a sticky one. Now, let's say I want to put some paint there. You can, if it's not a low tacking tape, you can always weaken it on your cloth, okay? Now you've painted something, make sure it's dry. If it's not dry, you're going to lift it, okay? Make sure it's dry. And if you need to hair dry it, do it on some hot heat and cold heat, hot heat and cold heat. Make sure it's dry. When you put the tape on, just press that edge down just like that, okay? I'll bring you over and show you that, what I did. So you're grabbing the tape, just put the tape on like that, and see this edge here, just lightly put it on there. You don't have to rub the whole damn thing on there, just that bit there. And then when you're painting, don't go painting into that. This is just a basic handyman tape here. It's nothing spectacular. Be wise and paint with it or off it. That's something, if you're asking me, that's something you can practice. Practice on a bit of cardboard, okay? Like that. And then when you peel it off, okay, just see, it's barely on there. And that won't be peeling your paint off. I've done that in many of my videos where I've used tape on the horizon lines and I've peeled it off. And sometimes, bear this noise with me for a minute, sometimes you'll get a ridge of paint where you've peeled the tape off. And if you do get that, just get your finger and soften it down a little bit, okay? Simple. Where are we up to? How do you stop paints? That was for Jules Pitham. Lisa Carroll is saying, I have 18 Ianapolis paintings and 7 prints. Whoa! There we go. She's got 18 of them. Okay, back to these questions here. Where are we? 46 minutes. Got about 15 minutes left, okay. Antonio Jose. Master of the brushes, what do you think of we use a wet palette to increase the wetting time of acrylic paints? You can if you want. A lot of people use wet palettes. I don't use one because not for the way I paint. I'm just solely painting for tutorial purposes. But if you want to keep your paints wet, you're going to wake up on a Saturday or Sunday morning and you're going to do a painting. You might get everything set up. You've got your wet palette covered. You can go and put the kettle on and have some toast and then get into your painting. And you've probably been taking your time and a couple of hours have gone by. You want to stop and have some lunch and play with the cat in the garden. You cover your wet palette up like that. That's what wet palettes are great for when you're having long journeys of a painting period. I try and do mine within an hour when I'm filming, but everyone's different, okay? From Germany, hello from Germany, says just for fun. G'day, hello. Just for fun. Don't forget a like for the master of brushes. I'm not the master of brushes. I'm just, I just love painting for you people, and knowing that you like it keeps me going. Peggy Sterling, Anita, yes, those 16 pallets, 16 by 12 pallet stick paper pads, you can get 2 or 3 uses. Wipe off with paper towel and reuse. Thanks, Ian, for that. It helps, says Jules Pitham. You're welcome. Oh, yes, you are, says just for fun. Peggy Sterling. I bought the tempered glass pallets, 16 by 12, but after spritzing with water, runs the sides on news. Hang on a minute, I'll read that again. I bought the tempered glass pallet. It's a 16 by 12, okay. But after squirting with water, runs over the sides on newspaper. Okay. I don't know why you're squirting the sides. I don't worry about cleaning the actual side here. I set this on the table. I keep my paint within it. I'll tell you how big this one is if you want to know. My one is actually 26 inches. All right, so I'm 26 inches by 16 inches. That's how big my glass pallet is. I'm not quite sure what you're meaning about the newspaper there, Peggy, if you can sort of put it a bit more easier for me to understand. Hi, I've missed a few of your talks, says Isabel. No, Isabel Dembski. that's okay. You can always watch the replay. Isabel Dembski, glad to be here, or welcome, and glad to have you here as well. Now, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and put my this video, if you're watching it right now, just share it on your social media. It helps me out a lot, okay? And if you ever want to ask me something, comment below and ask me a question. What happens is it gets written on a question sheet here like this, okay? And I write your name down and your question, and then when I do my next Friday Night Live, people that support my content by buying paintings or brushes, or just simply giving me donation, supporting my content that way, your name gets written on a card as well. And I like to thank those people. And once again, like Lita Thomas supported my content just the other day. Thank you very much, and that is much appreciated. You comment below if you want to ask me a question. It gets jotted down, and the next Friday Night Live, your name, like Jude Jackson asked, what brands of paints do I use? I said Atelier. I answer your question live on the show. And also I try and acknowledge everybody in the chat I can, okay? Oh, hang on, I'm missing something here. Glad to be here. Diane Barton, good morning from Boston. G'day, hello in Boston. Peggy Sterling, I get so much water on the glass and I'm chasing the watery thin paint when painting details on my canvas. Well, put less on there. Just put a bit less on there. Franca, I use a wet palette when I'm not using the interactive acrylics because I stop and start when painting, and I save the paints drying on me and wastage. There you go. Peggy Sterling, Lisa Carroll may be able to help me figure out, or I may need a new posh palette from Amazon. Yeah, well, just don't put so much water on there if you can help it. Where are we? Glad to see you using much paint, sticky. Here we go. Diane Barton. What would cause the paint to become sticky? Am I using too much paint? Well, depending what, some paints are thicker, softer, flowier than others. And if your paint's too sticky, are you talking about on your canvas here? If your paint's too sticky, you got too much in your brush maybe. Is that what you're meaning? Good morning, Ian. Good to see you, says Deanne Droxy. G'day, Deanne Droxy. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the show. You may be using too much water, Peggy, or your palette may not be even. Yeah, even your palette up so it's level. Have you ever considered doing a beginner series? Hi from Houston, Brenda Smith. Yes, all my tutorials are for beginners. There are a few in there that are for advanced beginners, but I'm mainly pointing to the beginners. So I've got over 380 videos on my channel here. Check them all out and see what's tickling your fancy. It seems never level, says Peggy. Isabel, I've hated sticky acrylics. Painting with glue. Think something is bad paint. Think some is bad paint. Yeah, you might have an old, out-of-date paint. It probably went old and sticky on you. If it's not, replace it with a new one. Hello from Texas, says Peggy. Diane Barton, yes, it does not seem to blend. Well, you probably got an old paint, or try and add a bit of retarder and juice it up a bit. Lisa Carroll, where'd that go? Peggy, get a tempered glass cutting board that has the rim for meat for catching juices. There you go. Some of them have a rim around them, a gutter line. Elaine, good morning, Ian, from Texas Gulf Coast. Finally caught one of your live shows. I love your videos. You've helped me so much. Thank you. You're very much welcome there, Elaine Regan. G'day, Elaine Regan. Peggy Sterling, thanks, Lisa. Jules Pitham. Peggy, run a bead of glue from the glue gun around the edge. It does not run off. There you go. You can do that. I would do that, or I would use a tube. I love using silicone. You can put a rim around the whole edge so water won't get off. I've used heavy body paints. Should I thin it to prevent sticking? Yeah, well, I've never used them, so try thinning it down a bit and see if it's going to conquer your problem, okay? I'm going to start wrapping this up. We've reached the hour mark. Thank you for joining me here. I hope you had fun. I hope you learnt something. I will be getting a video together for you people just showing how I put my canvas onto a panel. And yeah, that I'll just do a little video. That's some more content I can put up there. Thanks. That's an idea, says Jules Pitham. All right. There's little Steve. I wonder if he's going to come in. I'll show you Steve if I can. Look, there he is. You watch. I'll try and let him in, but he wants me to go and play. Come on, Steve. Come in, mate. Come on. Steve. Nah, he's going to run away. I know it. All right. Let's go back over here. And I'll just finish up here. Coffee time. Thanks again for the advice, Ian. Catch you all later. Good morning from Nova Scotia. Thanks for all the help, says Darren Hill. Mike Coloni, much appreciated. Love the live shows. Thank you, Mike. Deanne Troxy. There he is. Oh, love him. Yes, he's just sitting there again. I can come in here, open the door, and he wants me to follow him out onto the, where's the camera? He wants me to follow him out in the front garden all the time. All right. Totally. All right. And just remember, if you like what I'm doing, share it, like it, subscribe it, and tell your friends. But if you don't like what I'm doing, you tell everybody, all right? Goodbye, good luck, and good on you.